What's up, everybody? We have Christian, who's a great student of Major League Profits. He's going to explain to you exactly how he's made a boatload of money in just about 2 months, buying and selling cards and doing some stuff called sports betting arbitrage. And to be honest with you, he's made so much money, it's going to sound like I paid him to be an actor. All right, but I did it. So, Christian, you want to introduce yourself? Who are you? Where are you from? What got you interested in the program in the first place? Your experience? Go into that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Christian Lucia. I'm from Philadelphia, so I know me and your Mets knocked us out, but we got
Yep.
even. I was cheering for the Dodgers.
Yep. I
I'm
hate
a
you.
store manager for Target, so like 9 to 5 most days, where I'm just like running business. And one morning I wake up and I'm like, who is this dude, and why is he popping up all over my phone?
That's me.
That's you.
That would be me.
Let me look into this. And I'm like, all right, I've always been told to vet every option. Always look into it. Look into it. I look you up on the BBB. Of course, you're on Better Business Bureau, right? Of course, you've got a 4.8 on Better Business Bureau. Who do I call? I call my brother. I'm like, yo, this is a real thing. And he's like, no, no way. This is not possible. I show him the videos. He's like, not possible. I don't know if you remember this meeting between me, you, and
Yeah,
him.
your brother was more skeptical than you were.
Yeah, he's like, not possible. So I'm like, all right, well, let's take a meeting with this guy. We take a meeting with you, and I'm like, I don't know, but he's got a 4.8 on the BBB. And I'm like, and I vetted every single one that was negative. And when I go to the negative one, it's the same dude over and over again. So I'm like, this guy just didn't follow the program correctly. Like, it's laid
It
out in front.
happens. That does happen once in a while.
And I'm like, it's laid out in front of you. I'm like, this is what we use. It's called the Better Business Bureau, and you're 4.8 out of 5 on it. So it's like, okay, I did my business on this guy. Let's start to see what he has to say. You come up, you tell me, hey, this is kind of what we got going on. We got a proven method. Um, this is X, Y, and Z. And first thing you started talking about were cards. And I'm like, I love baseball cards. I grew up with baseball cards. Like that was what I did as a kid. I organized them every year. I pulled them out, I reorganized them. And then I'm like, okay, well, I can make money off of these cards. And you're like, yeah, you can definitely make money off of these cards. But let me talk to you about sports arbitraging. And I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? You mentioned it a little bit, and I was like, let's look into this. And then Chad has been amazing. He's been an amazing part of my journey. And it's like, hey, you can win just by playing the middle and being the middleman and make money off of this. And all it has done, it's given me money to now buy more expensive cards and be able to make more money on the cards that I am buying. So I'm just super excited with the program. Um, like I said, like you said, 2 months in, it's going to sound like a paid actor.
What's the total profit you've made from pretend you had zero when the program started? How much have you paid or
thirteen
made?
thousand dollars.
Nice. And how much of that was from the cards and how much of it from that was the arbitrage?
The arbitrage paid about the first 6.5, 6,500. The rest of it has come from the cards.
So like half and half. Nice.
Half and half.
And go into the cards a little bit. Like what is so like one, what have you been doing to actually like are you grading cards? And two, like, yeah, give me like what actual types of cards are you buying? Like, have you actually been making money with cards?
So I've been focusing on the AI generated list that comes out all the time and just saying like,
Yep.
okay, who am I buying from this? What's the profit margin? What's the ROI that I'm looking to get on this card? And then I'm talking to my coach. And I think my coach is Joe. And one thing that whenever I have to talk to him, the one thing that I think you've created, Eric, and I know it's probably something that you probably don't hear a lot. Maybe you do. I think that the way that I can get in contact with any coach just by the Discord or any person or just by the tap of a finger and say, hey, I'm dealing with this problem. Have you seen this buyer before? Have you seen this issue with this before? I was waiting for a card for 21 days before, like, hey, have you seen this before? No, that's not normal. Did you pay PayPal goods and services? Yeah, make sure you get that claim in now. Here, follow this. This is the protocol for this. And I think that has helped me out. And then just the cards that I'm buying are rookie guys. They're refractors. I mean, you list out the color to buy. Hey, purple is what we should be buying this time. Stay away from Bowman Topps Chrome. It just came out. The prices are going to reduce 60% over the next 3 months. Okay, I'm not buying any Bowman Chrome. Give me 3 months. I'll start buying Bowman Chrome again. This is the prospects that we're looking for. Like, I know you go as deep as like, hey, these guys aren't even minor leaguers yet. These are prospect guys. Hold on to these guys. Get this card graded. I talked to Joe where I'm like, hey, I found this lot for $75. Should I buy it? Yeah, grab it. Look at it. Send it. We'll see if we can flip it, make some money off of it. And that's been a lot of my success too, where I'm just buying cars and flipping them through the process of like, hey, this is who's hot right now. Like CJ Stroud, I'm buying him all day, every day, any day, especially when the prices are low. Like when it dips, when the market dictates the dip, buy it, hold it for a week, sell it.
Yep, that's the way to do it. What out of curiosity, so you've made about 6.5 grand just with the cards, 6.5 grand with the arbitrage. The cards, what is like the number one card like you made the most amount of money on? How much did you make? What card was it? How'd you find it?
It was a Jackson Chorio gold out of 25 signed.
I think wait, was it Bowman Chrome?
Give me yes. Yep.
Out of 50, I think it was. If it was gold.
Okay, so it was out of 50. I bought it for 800. I sent it to PSA. It got a 10. We sold it for 3,200. On
That's
that
pretty
one.
good.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to make that flip from buying to selling?
Joe recommended that I did it a little higher tier. So that way we can get the card back a little bit quicker. Probably about 3 weeks.
Nice. Nice. Good stuff. Good for you. That's good money.
Yeah.
And what do you think is, so obviously you've had a lot of success very early, and what do you think is like why? Like why do you think you've made so much money? Like what are some of the biggest things you've learned? Like I'm curious why you think you've had so much success so fast.
I think that most people, like anything in life, are afraid to ask questions and afraid to like, hey, what is the accelerator program? What entails that? What are you learning that's different? What do you get in that versus the basic program? And what is the cards that we're looking for? And how do I myself make more money? Like, I think that's the most important question. Like, how can I follow this program to a T and make more money? And I think if you just follow the steps, and I mean, you've even created sheets, like that's times 10 of what any other thing I've ever seen. You know, you see these affiliate marketing and it's like,
Oh yeah, they're all bullshit.
yeah, yeah, give me $20 and I'll build your website. And it's like, yeah, and that lasts for a day. But here it's like, okay, this is your bottom asking price with the amount you paid for it. This is what you have to get for it. And if you're not doubling your money, it's a waste of time. So I use that. I plug it in. Like, hey, if it's not 2 times, I don't want it. Like that. That's just kind of where I'm at.
Isn't it amazing what happens when you follow directions?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the funniest thing is. Like I said earlier in the game, like I read the Better Business Bureau stuff, and it's like, yeah, this guy doesn't do. No, you just don't follow the directions that are
Yeah,
given.
it's no different than like I explain this to people. Like nothing like affiliate marketing, drop shipping, all that stuff, sports cards, none of it's a scam, none of it's not a scam. Some things are just harder to make money on than others. And it's no different than like algebra class, right? It's like you go to algebra class and let's say you have 30 students in a class, a better teacher will be able to get half the students to get an A. A shitty teacher, maybe only 7 students are going to get an A, right? But like, it doesn't mean the teacher's a scam. It just means he's a shitty teacher. Better
Yep.
teacher gets more students to get an A. Shittier teacher, less students get an A. Just like certain programs, like no program is a scam. Like no program is ever just going to take your money and go to Las Vegas and gamble and just scam you out of your money. Just some are shittier at teaching than others, and some are better than at teaching than others. And I've spent, I'm not trying to sit here and gloat, but I've spent $250,000 on coaching programs to build the exact business you see here today, like learning how to market and sell and all that stuff. And like some programs are just better than others. So I took what was good from programs, I left out the bad, and then that's what you see. And then also, Like with sports cards, like so sports cards versus like drop shipping or like affiliate marketing. Sports cards is just simpler and easier to make money, right? There's no softwares or websites or building things or getting supplies from China. It's none of that. It's just like it's just inherently easier and there's
Yep.
bigger profit margins. So it's like just the opportunity as a whole is just easier. So just naturally more people are going to be successful. It's kind of like, if you try drop shipping like 15 years ago and it was brand new, it would be easier to make money. Sports cards is a newer opportunity. It's just you join a program that I think is good because I made it, and it's just easier to make money. That's just the opportunity. Like I don't control that. It's just an easier opportunity to make money. Yeah,
Credit to you. Also, you put the right people in place. So like you make sure that you created the right team that where I can like Chad, if I need to get to him right now while me and you were talking, I'm getting an answer from him in a minute. Joe, if I need to get to him right now, Mo, all of these guys, if I got to get to them in half of a second, I'm getting an answer right away. And that's helping me succeed because I'm not an expert. I'm learning to become an expert. Damn, Joe, this card looks really, really good to me. He goes, he looks up, he pulls it up, he goes all the way in. He goes, "You see that little tiny dimple right there?" I'm like, "Nope, I did not see that with my blind eye. Nope, that's not gonna get you're gonna get a 9 on that and you're gonna break even. So let's stay away from that card. Find me something else."
yep. That's the power of coaching because all coaching is right. Let's say let's say a coaching program for sports cards cost $3,000. So many people look at that and they're like, "Oh my God, $3,000. That's so much money." What people fail to realize is you're going to either pay that with time or money. And like I could speak from experience, it took me years, like probably like 3 to 4 years to really start to make good money with sports cards because I didn't have a mentor or coaching program. I just like threw shit at the fan and saw what would work. So if I had the option to pay $3,000 when I first started to start making money right away, as opposed to wasting 3 years of my life making money and losing money and figuring things out, that's the power of coaching. And what's crazy, I mean, I've said this a million times and I'll just never stop saying it. People will spend $100,000 on college to
Yep.
like get out to like waste 4 years of their life and just don't even get me started with that. I'm getting myself started with that. But that's crazy when there's like coaching program, not sports cards, but like any real estate, anything where like you actually learn an applicable skill that's like 10 times cheaper than college. And people are like, oh my God, no way. That's a scam. But the same person spent 100 grand to go to somewhere for 4 years to go to classes that don't help you out at all in life, just to get out to hopefully make 40, 50 grand a year after. Makes no sense when you think about it, right? Like, where's your money better spent? And also, college leads you to a life of, and there's nothing wrong with working for people, but most people, right, want that time freedom, right? They want to, go on more vacations and spend more time with their family or buy a nicer car, whatever. And college doesn't necessarily get you there, as opposed to now you've developed your own skill where it seems like you've made about 6 grand a month or 6.5 grand a month for the past 2 months. That is life changing because
Yep.
now maybe you could work a little bit less and fucking go to Hawaii or go to Aruba and not worry about it. Like that is the goal of life, and that stuff is happiness, or do that
Yep.
stuff with your family. So
Yep. I
that's why.
think that the main thing that college ever taught me was just how to network. I learned nothing in my 4 years in college that I went to that helped me out in the real world.
Yep,
It just
same.
except how to network, how to be a people person and talk to people. So
Yep.
definitely not worth the debt that it puts you in.
Yep, yeah, that is true. And it's crazy. It's like, so I went to Rutgers, which some people would consider as a prestigious business school, and I own a business now. I could literally say this from, I promise you, I'm not just saying this to say it. I literally did not learn one thing in that business school that helps me today with my
Yep.
business. Not one thing. The only thing college did for me, it showed me I hated working for people. So it did show me something. So I can't say it didn't show me anything. So that's college, I guess, helped me in that regard.
Yeah.
But so that's good. And second to last question, if you had to give yourself, or not yourself, but if you had to give someone advice getting into sports cards, don't say join Major League Profits. If you had to just give someone advice and say like someone came up to you like, hey, I want to start making money with sports cards. What should I do? What would you say?
Um,
You can't say
I,
join the program. Don't say
I
that.
would say you have to know the right card to buy at the right time. Is that almost like cheating? Is that a way around it?
That's sort of be more specific. What do you mean? What's an example of buying a right card at the right time?
So if we're in February, you shouldn't be buying football cards. Like, don't buy football cards in February. Don't,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Be smart what you're spending your money on, and don't buy these packs that you're just gonna rip open and spend all this money time and time again to get one hit out of 100 boxes. Like, you're gonna spend all this money on trying to rip a card and get a card out versus, like, okay, let's go on eBay, pull a seller off of eBay, get them into the right spot, be a people person, be willing to negotiate, and stop ripping these damn boxes open because they know what they're doing. And I have my own theory. Again, I run a Target. I see these guys come in and bring these cards in. I see how they stack these cards. Each of them have those little series. I think they know where they're putting what cards are going where, and that's just
Yeah.
my own personal retail thought. You're not going to make money. You're going to lose. You're 9 times out of 10 you're going to lose. You may rip a Giannis onto Tecumpo, but what are the chances? If he signs 500 and they sell 500,000 of them, what's the chances of you're getting it? Be smart. Do your research. Stop ripping into these wax boxes.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. And I'll leave you off with this. So I'm going to be selfish here and ask for a promotional piece of content. So let's say someone comes up to you and they're like, I've seen this guy, Eric Michael. I've seen the idea of making money with sports cards. I think it's a scam. What would you say?
I'm gonna open up my Odds Jam account. That's the first thing because I have it on my phone. I'm gonna open up my Odds Jam account, and then I'm gonna open up my PayPal account. And I'm just gonna show them and say, hey, if it's a scam, then I really didn't do too well for myself with these past 2 months, and this money must be Monopoly money.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Well, Christian, I appreciate you coming on. I will give this a post to YouTube, Discord, throw it around. Some people might message you saying, "Hey, man, did Eric pay you to do this?"
You know what's another thing before we go, Eric? I just
Yeah.
want to get off my chest.
Yep.
Again, I'm reading, when I was reading at the beginning, the Better Business Bureau stuff, they said you're unapproachable. You yourself are unapproachable, can't get to you. I have never had an issue not being able to reach out to you when I needed to reach out to you. Multiple times
Yeah.
at the beginning where I was like, hey, Eric, I'm kind of having trouble with this. I got an answer from you. Hey, look here. This is who you should be contacting here. So anybody who's reading that kind of garbage and junk, I've been able to get to you and through to you every single time.
Yeah. Well, remember, like, once again, I always look like there are students that come into the program like once in a blue moon, and for God knows what reason, they just don't do anything. I don't know why. Like, they pay money and they just don't do it. I can't answer it. But I mean, I always blame myself. Maybe there's something I could have done better, put a better video in place, or I don't know. I don't know, something. But a lot of those people, like, what's funny, and I'll leave it off with this. What's funny about coaching in college, right? Like, if you go to college and you go your freshman year to UCLA and you join a frat and you get drunk every night and you fail out, you would be an idiot to blame your professor. It's you, right? You didn't do your homework, you didn't study, you failed out. There's people that do the same exact thing, join the program, don't study, don't follow directions for whatever reason. I don't know why. This happens once in a while. And instead of blaming themselves, they blame the coaches and the program when it's just clear as day. There's a million people just like you we've helped that make money. But like, what's funny is when it comes to like online, I guess because it has a reputation of like people think it's scammy, they blame the coach. But like, when you go to college or high school and you fail, you blame yourself, right? But inherently, it's the same exact thing. Like, if you study for your algebra exam, you're probably going to do well. You're probably going to pass. If you study and follow directions here, you're probably going to make money and do well. But like, it's the same exact concept, but on this end, they blame themselves. On this end, they blame the coach. And that's usually what happens when people pay money for something and they don't follow directions and they don't make their money back. Well, they're just kind of blinded rage and just blame anyone. And once again, I always take blame for it because I should, because it only makes me better. But that's just kind of how it goes. It's just the world of marketing and the world of online coaching. But none of that stuff matters because all that matters is you, and you've made 13 grand in the past 2 months. That's good.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate all of the coaching, and the consistent follow up that you make sure that you're on and giving updates, and we all have updates, and Joe's been amazing, and all of the other coaches have been amazing for these calls, and I just appreciate you for doing what you do.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe the next time we speak, you'll quit your job. Maybe that's up next. We'll see. But I appreciate it, Christian.
Thank you.